What happened?
They stunk. First of all, that's what happened. Yankees stand up. I mean, where the hell were y'all? It's just disgraceful. You're the New York Yankees, 16-1 in an ALDS game. Game 3, the first game against the Boston Red Sox on your home turf, and you get shellacked like that. Now, I know it's just one game. I understand it. Whether it's 2-1 or 16-1, don't matter. You're still down 2-1. You're on the brink of elimination. Aaron Judge. I told you that damn Aaron Judge. I told you that. The same
You're not
dude.
going really to that.
Listen. I'm going there. Let me tell you something. I love the kid. Honored to have him. I know he's big time, but you gotta be smarter than that.
Can we show what you said the other day, because you're referring to something?
Go ahead. Show it. Show what I said the other day before this game.
I hate it in baseball, and the reason why I hate it in baseball is because you can be an absolute stud and the rest of the dudes don't show up, and that's a disaster. And that's why if you're speaking for you, I'm good with it. But when you're speaking for your team in baseball, more so than most other sports, it's a problem for me because Aaron Judge can show up and smack a home run in every at-bat. But your pitching stinks, or Sanchez is another error waiting to happen, or Giancarlo Stanton laid there, Max, with his bat on his shoulders and gets struck out in the top of the ninth inning with only 1 out and 1 run down. I mean, you've got to be kidding me.
Giancarlo hasn't been good. You were talking about Aaron Judge walking by the Red Sox with a box playing New York,
The
Sinatra.
most lopsided loss, postseason loss in Yankees history took place last night. Let me say this to you, and I'm going to let you go. I told you, baseball, regardless of it being a team, it's an individualized sport. You truly can only speak for yourself. You could smack hits all over the place, but if your pitcher stinks, so be it. And what did I tell you about that damn Severino? I told you Severino. I said 1 minute he's a stud, and the next minute he's getting shellacked. And that's what happened last night. This is the kind of stuff that concerns me. And Max, here's the thing. You got Severino, inconsistent. You got J. Happ. I don't trust him, Max. I don't trust him. And Sabathia is 37 years old. If he eats his crunch berries, he's good. When he doesn't eat the crunch berries and he tries to lose too much weight, he's just not the same Sabathia. I know I'm kind of joking with that, but trust me, when he's lighter with weight, he's not as effective as when he's a big, heavy boy. I'm telling you right now, the only person I can trust on their staff is Tanaka. It's a problem, Max. I tried to tell you. And this is what my concern is. They need to be quiet. Aaron Judge, just go out there, ball. These are the Red Sox. Listen, even though I believe in the Yankees, the Red Sox are no joke. No joke whatsoever. Do not tug on their cape like that. You got to know your place. Go
First of all,
ahead.
you didn't tell me anything about Severino. I was the one who brought up Severino.
No, you were raving about him, and I was saying he's inconsistent.
All right, let's go.
My bad.
As Warner Wolf used to say, let's go to the videotape on Severino.
No problem. Go ahead.
Luis Severino, and I have high hopes for him. I think he can be great. But he has to show up in big games. And when your best pitcher can do it, like it's one thing for El Duque or David Wells or someone like that, but when like Kurt Schilling can do it or John Smoltz can do it, you really might have something. And that's what it would be for Luis Severino, Stephen A. He's got to show up in the big moment. That Severino,
that's what you said,
who's not as good as Kershaw,
right,
but for a year between the middle of last year and the middle of this year was the best starter in baseball, basically. That guy is much more like Kershaw in the big moments, which is to say, not his normal self, than he is like a guy like Madison Bumgarner, who elevates.
Yes.
And when you look at the Yankees, the reason I say he's the key, these Dodgers teams of the Kershaw era, several of them have been good enough to win the World Series. If Kershaw would have been a lights-out ace when they needed him most. I know he had some good games, but he's not been reliable. As a result, the Dodgers don't have any World Series wins through this era so far. The Yankees ain't going anywhere this year if their best pitcher, their best starting pitcher by far, is Severino when he's on. But he's not on when they need him. He's been terrible in big games. Even to give him, look, he threw a no-hitter through 4 innings, and then he gave up a couple hits, and Boone shouldn't have left him in. He thought he was done with his night. But I'm sorry, 4 innings of shutout ball, even nowadays, that's good. It's not like we got to go crazy about that. Go 6, go 7, get. Severino was terrible from the first inning. If you're now
like
look,
he was against the Twins last year.
No doubt about it. And therefore, the Yankees will get stopped if that continues. Now, here's Cashman's issue, Stephen A. He's great at getting undervalued commodities. J. Happ, who you know, okay, fine, he's a very good pitcher. He's done well.
I don't trust him in a postseason.
Guys like Aaron Hicks, back then Nick Swisher, undervalued players he doesn't have to part with too much to get. But when a trade would be painful for him, if DeGrom might be available or Bumgarner, he won't pay the price there. As a result, the Yankees have not had the ace they can rely on under pressure in the postseason in years. Severino's not that guy.
I completely agree with every word you just said, especially about Cashman. I've been on that tip for the longest time. Props to you for bringing that up because it is a problem. We don't have a frontline ace. We call it whatever we want to. My definition, and see, this is all about interpretation. I don't give a damn what you do in the regular season. I mean, don't get me wrong. I care enough for you to get to the postseason. But to me, what defines your greatness is what you do when the pressure mounts. Pressure breaks pipes. Palms get sweaty. We know what gets tight.
Also
this is what you got to find out. Listen, this is what it is. I hear you. You would know. The point that I'm trying to make to you is that at the end of the day, you still have to have these guys show up. But in the same breath, as a baseball player, the quality of an Aaron Judge, you got to know those things.
Okay,
and
but
you got to pay attention to every little thing.
It's a good point that as an individual sport dressed up as a team sport, don't talk for anyone else.
I was talking to Mark Teixeira about this. It was like, listen, I was saying you got to watch that stuff.
But to look,
you got to
no
watch, especially in baseball.
Look no further than last year. There were a bunch of teams in contention. The Astros see Verlander. They're willing to pay the price, not in treasure, not in terms of what you give them in terms of money, but in terms of prospects. They went in because there's a tide in the affairs of men. It was time to strike then. They went and got Verlander. It was painful. They did it. They won the World Series. The Yankees have not done that. There's no Verlander on this squad, and their back is on the ropes.
Because we have to go to break. It's over?
Yankees win. The Yankees will win Game 4.
Okay.
Then they got to go back to Fenway Park, and damn it, I thought they were going to take them out in 4. I'm worried. I'm just worried.
It's not over till, as Yogi Berra said, the fat lady sings. But she's warming up in the dressing room right now.